This is your lesson for Chapter 3, Section 9. It's about linear functions. So we have some vocabulary to start with. Our objective is here, find equations of linear functions and apply properties of linear functions. So what is a linear function? It's any function f that can be defined as f of x equals mx plus b. Remember that we read this as f of x. All right, so remember m and b are the slope. It's the exact same as y equals mx plus b. Okay, we've got a constant function. A constant function is when we have no x. It's just it's just b. It's got a y-intercept. Our slope is 0. Okay, now, rate of change. That is the same thing as your slope. Okay, rate of change. Okay, it tells us how much f of x changes for any given value of x, for any given change in x, and the linear function m is the rate of change. And the rate of change can be defined as the change in f of x, the change in x. It is the same as your slope. Okay, so don't confuse that with something else. Okay, so when we want to find equations of linear functions, finding an equation of a linear function, g and h using the given information. So the first one, we have g of 3 is equal to 5. This is the same thing as having the point 3, 5, or x is equal to 3, y is equal to 5. And we have m. Okay, here's m. m is equal to 2. All right, so we do this the same way we did before. Y equals mx plus b. All right, if that's y, all right, then y is 5, m is negative 2, x is 3, plus b, 5 is equal to negative 6 plus b. And then how do we solve that? We add the 6, add the 6, and so we get 11 is equal to b, and so we get g of x equals mx plus b. So g of x, m we're given as negative 2, x plus b. b is 11. There's our answer. Okay, and that's what they go through to describe here. Okay, in step A, and so on. Now, we're going to come down here and look at this. H of 1 is equal to 4, h of negative 2 is equal to 10. This tells us that x is 1, y is 4, x is negative 2, y is 10. So the first thing we want to find is our slope. And remember, the slope is our change in y, okay, our rise over our run, or that's our change in y over the change in x, delta y. Delta means change, so that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or in our case, 10 minus 4 over negative 2 minus 1, 6 over negative 3, or negative 2. Now that I have m, this is m, remember this is equal to m, that's our slope. We also know that we've got a point, negative 2, 10. So now I have m is equal to negative 2. I have a point negative 2, 10. So I can take that and I can go h of x is equal to mx plus b. Okay, or 10 is equal to negative 2, which is our slope, negative 2, which is our x, plus b. So I get 10 is equal to 4 plus b. I subtract the 4, and so I get 6 equals b, and then our final answer, h of x is equal to m, negative 2, x plus b. b is 6. That's our answer. That's what we're going for right there. Okay, so you got some equations here that you do it. We'll look at the first one tomorrow to remind you how to do 1, 2, and 3. So let's go down and see what else we're doing here. Okay, increases by 12 when x increases by 3. That's another way to do a problem. Basically, that's telling us m is equal to 12 over 3. Okay, f of x increases by x. This part right here, that's your rise. This part right here, that's your run. Okay, so we got those, f of 1, f of 3, that gives us a point. Remember that these points are x, y, 1, 5. Okay, and then here, remember that these are points 1, 3, -2, -6. All right, so we'll tackle this on Friday for part of the time, and then we'll try to start on the next section. That's it for Chapter 3, Section 9.